Hey everyone, it's me again, Kami, with another video. This time we're gonna go over my first, I don't even know how many hours anymore of Monster Hunter Rise. There's a lot of stuff to go over. I only played between two characters that I have. I played around 100 hours, give or take, but I'm doing only village quests for the time being on one character. Just because I want to get the little story things out of the way. Let's start off with customization. In customization in the previous games, I'm gonna compare it a little bit to World and a little bit to Generations Ultimate, which was the last game on the Switch. Because this is for the Switch for now. I believe there's gonna be a PC version later on, but I digress. The customization is not like extremely deep, at least not as deep as Monster Hunter World with certain things, but it's the Japanese language is just like 10 times better, even though it's still cringy to me over the English. And if I really would like to, like, you have three options really. You have the Monster Hunter language, which I ultimately switched to the Japanese version, which does sound a little bit more authentic than the English version. So you have options there, so at least there's that. At least no one's just talking like. If you didn't know this, before Generations Ultimate and For You and all that stuff, you only had the Monster Hunter language, so it was just them making sounds with their like vocal cords or some shit like that. So you at least have options in this game, which is cool. Your character speaks as well. Your main character speaks. He doesn't speak that much, or he or she doesn't speak that much, but you will hear them talk throughout the missions, which is a good addition, I think. They do talk a little bit too much, but again, I changed the voice from English, which is why I had a problem with it, because my character just kept saying things in the middle of hunt, and it's so annoying. Because the English doesn't sound very authentic. That's my problem. But anyway, it's still good. Voice acting in the Japanese and Monster Hunter language sound pretty nice. Moving to that, I'm gonna go back to the customization, but for the new sidekick you get, which is the Palamute. Palamutes are basically dogs, kind of like how you always had a cat next to you, like the Palico. Now you have a dog, which is like the best thing Capcom has ever fucking done for any Monster Hunter game. You put a dog and a cat, and it's like, I am happy 100% of the time. Customization for the Palamute is like as I envisioned. The only issue I would have would be like to change like skins, or to change the kind of like transmogging, but for the dog, which I did not see. I don't. So yeah, Palamute, great addition. I love the dog. Dogs are great. With that, I'm gonna move on to music. Yeah, I have no complaints here at all. Music is literally the thing I just can't complain about. The music is just so extremely good. As a person who started playing Monster Hunter from, I want to say Freedom Unite, but I really actually started playing Monster Hunter with Portable Third in the PSP. Actually bought it recently. I bought Portable Third on from Japan, The sound design they use is fantastic. Reminds me of Portable Third, basically. And I love Portable Third. Portable Third is like on my top 5 Monster Hunter games that are just there. Uh, so on the music department, I have no complaints. It is literally perfect as it is. Compared to the older games, newer Monster Hunter games do have tutorials and things like, hey, this is where you do things, this is where you take quests. It does get a little annoying when you start getting another character, but it's just part of the game. With this game, I don't mind as much, but I just wish I could skip the tutorials. It's a very new player friendly, so if you pick up Monster Hunter Rise, you're gonna just not just gonna be lost. Like for example, if you played Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate back on the PSP, back on the 3DS, you're not going to get lost, which is also a plus because back in the day you did not have tutorials. You had to do everything yourself. Either look up guides or just learn by playing the game. So I actually do appreciate it. IGN reviewers can't complain because there's so many, there's so many tutorials in the game that how can you get lost and give it a 5 out of 10 because you couldn't play the game. Anyway, moving on. I love the fact that I can have Hinoa and Minoto give me quests because I can stare at their face. They're one of the cutest, if not the cutest, quest givers in the series. But none of them will ever match the Gilmore for you. If you're a for you hunter, you know what I mean. Never forget her. Moving on, the hunter's house. I feel like they just made up a house and just put him in there. Like, supposedly your hunter has been part of the village since they were a child, so they were born in that and raised in that village, or rather, they were raised in the village. I don't know if they were born there, but it feels like they don't because when you go to your house, you're basically in a water mill. Like I don't know if if you guys know the mills that kind of turn to water and in turn makes like a machinery like made of wood. Your house is basically in the front of that. So it's such a weird house, but I like it. It's not bad. You have like a little bathtub in the front and stuff like that. It's pretty cute. It's a nice. It looks like a very ancient Japanese housing. But yeah, it's pretty nice. You do all your stuff there. It reminds me of the first Monster Hunter when you had your house. Even though your house in Monster Hunter 1 was pretty boring, but hey, you can change your background music there, so you can have the village music. If you don't like the village music, you can change that. You can change the buddy plaza where you hire your palicos and your palamutes and all stuff like that. You can change the background music for those. I believe you unlock them as soon as you do like monster hunts. You unlock certain things by doing side quests and stuff like that. You can have picture showcases because you can take pictures in this game. You can have like carvings you get for from specific people. So that's pretty cool. There's also a hidden cat somewhere in your house. I'm not gonna say where, but I am going to say that there is a hidden cat in your house and you have to talk to him because he tells you really important things that are secret, and he's on a secret mission from Hinoa or something. When you get into the game, you'll know what I mean. Moving on. So the new thing for Rise is the whole mechanic of rampages. So in the story, it's all based around every 50 years. There's a thing called a rampage where a lot of monsters just try to stomp on everything they can and they destroy the villages and stuff like that. So coincidentally, the story begins with the Fugen, the guy who is the chief of the village, gets a note that the rampage is gonna start soon. How this works is that I think there's 2 waves of monsters, each one having like a main monster, with like 3 rounds or 2 rounds. They are pretty nice. It does take a toll on the Switch when there's a lot of monsters in the arena. You can see that the frames kind of start dipping a little bit. Surprisingly though, not as bad as I thought, because at first I was looking at it and I'm like, that doesn't seem like it's gonna run very nice. But and I thought it would have been worse on the Switch, but surprisingly it doesn't drop that badly. Not as bad as I thought anyway. I've only done 2 or 3 rampages on the rampage mode, so don't take my word for it, but I'm gonna keep playing it and I'm gonna see how it actually is. And maybe I'll do like a Monster Hunter Rise Impressions Redux or something. I don't know. Other than that, the rampages are actually pretty good. They're I did not think I was gonna have fun with them, but they're really actually fun. It's kind of like a tower defense, but it's like a Monster Hunter tower defense. And it's really freaking cool. Moving on, the wire bug. Okay, like everyone should agree collectively that the wire bug is one of the best additions to this series. Ever. Like this little bug is just so good. First, I was really skeptical of the whole bug thing because I don't know how it really worked and how people moved around and did some crazy shit. You know, shooting everywhere with like, you know, the guns and stuff like that, and then swinging yourself like Spider-Man everywhere. But dude, using that for like 50, 100 hours now or so, man, it's such a good addition. It's just you could do anything with it. That you can zip around. At first, on my other character, I was playing with the light bowgun and the heavy bowgun. It is such a good addition to that, dude. I just can't like. I can't explain how good it feels to just move around with it, evading monsters here and there, and then, you know, evading roars. Like you don't even need like decorations for roaring now, because if you're smart enough and if you know the monster well enough, you're not gonna be affected by it if you move in time using a gunner set. You would be more worried about that in like if you wear like a blade master or some stuff like that. But even then, you're so flexible when it comes to your move sets. And then you on top of that, you get skills that combine the weapon you're using with your wire bug. So for example, you could do like a 2-round slash with your longsword using the wire bug propelling you forward. It is the coolest thing ever. Like that's why I'm playing a lot of on my main character. I'm playing with the longsword because it's just so cool. Like everything about the wire bug is just fluid, solid, Metal Gear fluid solid, like liquid. Like it's cool. Like I can't explain how cool it is other than it's cool. Sorry if I'm going out of a tangent because like I just love that so much. I was really skeptical at first. I'm not even joking. Like this whole game had me skeptical as hell. But man, if it's one thing that I completely was wrong about was a wire bug. That wire bug is so good. Kudos to Capcom and the Monster Hunter team for thinking of a way of introducing a thing like this, because this is really cool. Just a shame that I was very skeptical at first, but man, mounting monsters. Unfortunately, at least for me, I like to ride monsters. Like I like to get on top of them and just stab them with my little knife, even though like it literally looks like it doesn't do anything, but I feel like I'm doing something. Okay. Unfortunately, the mounting of monsters and stabbing them is not available here anymore. It's ultimately replaced by the wire bug. The wire bug now, how you can use it is I believe this was done in a Pokemon Monster Hunter game. So it was there where you could ride the monster and then battle. So it's sort of like that, but using the wire bug to move the monster, which is pretty cool. Like admittedly, it is cool. You can hit other monsters with the monster that you're on, or you can just like ram the monster in and make him basically stun. It's a very cool concept, but like I just wish they also kept mounting the monster normally. Like I would just get on, the animation would play, and I would just go at him like crazy. At least keep the old way of mounting monsters along with the new one, but I suppose they kind of, they really want you to use the wire bugs because that's the new thing. But I personally would like to mount the monsters if possible, but unfortunately that mode is not there. But it's nice nonetheless how you mount the monsters and with the wire bugs. So personal preference on that end. I think the last thing I want to touch before I end the video is the maps. This is where I started actually loving this game, because the maps they chose for these are the same maps that were in 3U, 4U, and Portable Third specifically. The flooded, I think it was the Flood Forest. The Shrine is a new map, that I know for certain. What isn't new, however, the Shrine Ruins are new. This is like a new to the series map. A lot of verticality. It's it's the new map, so I don't have much to say about that. However, there's another new map called the Frost Islands, which, as far as I know, I have not seen this map in any of the games before. So this is another new one, but again, it has a lot of caves and cave systems and on the sides and stuff like that. It's just like, whoever did the design for these maps, it's just like they should get a raise, because it's such a cool, like, they think of ways to make you look at certain places and be like, nah, there can't be something there, but then you go in there anyways and there's something there. Like, there's all of these things that are in the game. But where I actually got extremely excited was for the return of the Sandy Plains. Now, the Sandy Plains were, I believe, in they were in 3U or Portable Third. They basically remastered or remade the map. I will call it a remake. It's Sandy Plains the remake, because man, it's a really good remake, because holy hell, it is vertically and horizontally changed. Everything about this map has just been changed for the better. There's so many ways you could just get from down to up, and so many things that are hidden inside everything. It's insane to me. That's why I'm telling you, this guy who made these maps he needs to get a raise, because this map design is like everything I could have hoped for a remodeling or a remake of an entire map, of a previous map. And not only did they remade that whole map too, they also did the Flooded Forest, and they remade that as well, which was also in 3U and Portable Third. From the previous games that it's been in, it's so good to see these maps like actually be in new games and be changed for the better. It's like the map design in this game is just extremely good. This is just for the first 4 or 5 star village quests. I haven't really gotten after that. A 6-star village quest. So, but I won't be playing on that one for much. It's more of like a side character. On my current character, however, I am on village quest 4 stars. So I'm gonna keep going with it. I'm gonna keep playing with it. I still have to get to my hub quests. I still haven't done the hub quest, but I did do it on my other character. They're pretty fun. They're a little harder than, obviously, village quests, but that's made for multiplayer. So, yeah. I think this is pretty much it. I might be doing more content for it, for Rise. I still have to, now that I can. So I look forward to that. This was just like a little list of things I wanted to have on record that are pretty good from the game, and some of them are not so good. Either way, leave a like, leave a comment if you thought any of this was interesting, or subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I'll try to keep doing them little by little, but I'll try to keep bringing up new stuff like this every week or so. I'm gonna be playing more Monster Hunter, so I'm not gonna go anywhere. But yeah, if you would like to see more, subscribe. Yeah, I'll see you later.